So I've been having conversations about how we develop and practice and hone the skills that we need in leadership and as managers of people. And when I think back to my own experience, I don't think that I have ever had any formal kind of leadership or people management training. So I have worked on different skills that definitely help me be a better leader, but I don't think I've done any kind of formal leadership or management training. And I'm willing to bet that many people haven't either. So we have a whole swathe of people at senior leadership level and at manager level who have never had any formal training or education to be there. So it's no wonder that we have so many people who've had really harmful, damaging experiences of managers and leaders that they've worked with and for. So it's got me thinking about how and where I've developed the skills that I have to be the leader that I am currently, to continue to become the leader that I want to be, and how I work with, lead, and manage people in my own organization. And one of the areas that I think has been really fundamental in helping me hone and practice those skills is my friendships and my relationships. Because leadership and management is relational. It's about how we show up and how we connect with people and how we influence people and how we basically get people to do the things that need to be done in order to deliver upon the mission or to achieve a specific goal. There's a myriad of skills that we need as leaders and managers in order to do the work that we do and deliver the impact that we want to have. And so my friendships are a really fertile training ground for me when it comes to practicing those kinds of skills. Because I have a handful of very close friendships and relationships, which is intentional because I value depth, I value intimacy, and I only have enough time and capacity and energy to put into nurturing a handful of those types of connections that I would like. It means that we can show up for each other in the way that we want. And then that looks like being able to disagree, coming at things from a very different perspective, having difficult conversations, knowing and trusting that we can work through those things together to come to some kind of shared, agreed resolution or compromise, and to be able to work through that, knowing that that's not going to destroy the friendship or the relationship. And that takes skill and it takes practice, and it isn't possible with everybody. And those are exactly the types of skills that I know make me a better leader. Because as a leader and as a friend, I don't avoid difficult conversations. I also, in the workplace, don't want to exert power over. Friendships, there's typically no hierarchy to fall back on and to default to, whereas in the workplace, as a leader, you can default to your position of leadership and to hierarchy and to the fact that you implicitly and inherently have power over somebody who you manage and who you lead. And so when it comes to conflict and difficult conversations, if you cannot manage yourself through that well, if you become dysregulated, if you find it too uncomfortable, either you avoid that conversation or your potential for conflict, or you dominate it and you exert your power over that person. But in friendships, when there is no hierarchy to default to, it requires you to become even better at managing conflict and navigating disagreements to figure out how you can resolve things together, because you can't just override your friend or avoid the conflict unless you don't want to deepen the friendship. So the quality of my friendships is directly reflected in my capacity and my ability to lead better and to be a better manager. And if you only have friends where nobody disagrees with you, where you avoid conflict, hard conversations, where things stay unspoken, where you stay in your comfort zone, then unless you have another place and another way to practice those relational skills and to practice hard conversations, and that's going to limit your skills and your ability and your ceiling and capacity as a leader.